everyone, and welcome to Tuesday. This morning I woke up out of REM sleep like 10 minutes before Mao needs to get up to go to school, and I was like, this is a really good opportunity to go get breakfast for us. So I went to Bojangles and just picked up some biscuits on my way back to the apartment now. It's just a really nice way for her to start the day, just because that's not something she gets very often. So I've done that a few times in the past, but it's been really nice for her, and honestly really nice for me because I never usually get breakfast, so I'm pretty excited. It also means that by getting up this early, having a full night's rest, and eating, I should be a lot more productive than I normally am, so it's going to be a good day. So what do you think? Is this a pretty fantastic way to start a day? Catching an episode of Dragon Ball in the process, because why not? We are so close to the end, man! Getting up as early as I did, and also getting food, which I think was a very key component, actually having one of those early breakfasts, has made me super productive today, and I've been really enjoying the results, because I got Fallout done pretty immediately, because that comes out tomorrow, and then I was like, Battle for Zendikar DLC just came out, and I'm going to be covering that, and I'm in the mood to play that. I think I'm going to play the Battle for Zendikar DLC, so I did all of it, and a bonus episode, so things have been good. Not only did I get Fallout done, I got the entirety of the Battle for Zendikar DLC done. And I'm also going to be tackling a first 20, or two, because there's two different ones I want to do. I'm just waiting for them to install, because they take a long time to install. That kind of gives away the fact that they're recent games. That's one of the advantages to doing a retro game, is if there's a retro game you want to do, it works. If you find a game that you want to do, on Xbox One or something, it's like, okay, I just have to download this, and all the games now are like 20 gigs, but luckily I am preoccupying myself with lunch. Yesterday Mal made Italian subs, and they're really, really fantastic. Ham, salami, capicola, something else in there, I think just that, and then provolone. And what's cool is that it makes enough to make 4 sandwiches, so me and her each had one last night, and then we each had one for lunch today. So I just heated this up in the toaster oven, and now I got the herbs and spices and stuff I can just pour here and probably immediately make a mess. That'll soak in and hopefully not make a puddle all over the plate. But yeah, I got that. I got pepperoncinis and lettuce, tomato, all that stuff in there. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Because those were really good last night, and it's going to be a really good lunch today. By the time I'm done eating this, the game should be downloaded, hopefully, and then I'll be able to do first 20 of those and getting a lot of stuff done. And I kind of have to, because we're going out of town tomorrow. I know I haven't mentioned that until now, but we are. I am going to see a doctor on Thursday, and it's pretty far away. And so the best course of action for us is to actually just go tomorrow night and then stay the night, because my appointment is before noon on Thursday. So Mal's taking off Thursday. She doesn't have to take off tomorrow. She'll be good for tomorrow, but tomorrow after school, we'll actually be riding up to North Carolina and spending the night there. So that's fun in and of itself. I'm excited to go to the doctor. I know that's not like a thing that most people get excited about, but I still have a lot of questions about my condition, and I'm going to see apparently one of the leading experts in the country, which I didn't even know. Mal was doing research on this guy. I was like, apparently this is like one of the guys to see about this particular problem. So we're going to go find out some stuff, maybe. But right now, I'm going to eat that sandwich. Productivity for the day has continued to stay high. I actually just finished editing Fallout 4, the one I shot earlier. Really special fan art in this particular episode. If you haven't been watching Fallout, first off, you should. It's really good. It's really, really good. But also, at the end of every episode, I'm showing off fan art that people have made. And in episode 14, I actually get a chance to use my dad's fan art, which is really bizarre, but that is a drawing that my dad do. I forgot how to speak. My dad did of Codsworth, just kind of going through the countryside there. My parents have actually been watching Fallout as it comes out. They've been watching it, and they don't usually watch the video game stuff, but it has a pretty engaging story, and I tried to handle it in a very professional manner and tried to show it off as if it is a story, more of a story rather than a game. And they've been enjoying it. They've been following all of them. So Dad actually did fan art. I came over to their house the other night, and he's like, I did this, this drawing. So I am going to include this in episode 14. Now, what I was just reminded of by getting on Twitter was that the final video presentation for Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS and Wii U is today, and it's actually starting now. But when it comes to these sorts of presentations, I actually really like to have them kind of isolated, like their own videos, and I don't think I want to put my review of this in the middle of this vlog, because we've already talked about so much other stuff today. So I'm going to talk about it, but I'm going to do it in a separate video. So if you want to watch that, there's like a card or something, or it's the video right after this in the playlist, something like that. But Mao and I are just getting ready to sit down and watch this, and we'll give you our ideas of and whatnot, our live reactions on that video if you want to check that out. So we watched the final presentation. Like I said, if you want to see our reactions to that, there's a video somewhere.
What?
That was my response. Cloud's in it.
Yeah.
And then a character for a game that hasn't been released yet. Lauren. And then Bayonetta. And some other interesting stuff. But that was the crux of it. I don't know, man. I was just really holding out for King K. Rool. Anyway, if you want to watch more of our thoughts on that, there's a video for it. Tonight, Mao is making chicken pesto Florentine. Did I get the name right? I love that meal. In fact, it had been a long time since we had it. The last time we had it. But then last time we had it was like 2 weeks ago, but before that it had been a while, and I was like, man, I want that again, so we're doing it again.
It wasn't 2 weeks, it was like 2 months.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's because I'm editing vlogs from 2 months ago, and it feels like 2 weeks, because that's, you know, I'm usually not any further than 2 weeks behind, I'm just now 2 months behind. But I'm getting stuff done. Today really was extremely productive. And I continue, even into the evening, getting stuff done, which is really nice. It's not one of those, I got 20 vlogs done days. But you can't always have 20 vlogs done days. Sometimes you get to work on Let's Plays, and as far as doing that, I've done really well. One thing is, I actually sat down here and reloaded YouTube's Video Manager, because I was looking at stuff, and it came up and said, you're using an improved version of Video Manager. And I'm thinking, what's improved about it? This is all of the same information with slightly less color, and now there's more padding on the top and bottom, and that's it. The thumbnails didn't get any bigger. This is all the same information. It's just presented in a different way. Why is this improved? What is improved? You could have said a different version, because sure, it's different. You could have said a version that wastes more space, because that's what it is. But it's not improved. Maybe it looks different on mobile or something. I don't know, but it doesn't make much sense to me. Goku hangs on. So now you know exactly where we are in the series. This is beautiful, but mostly it is delicious. Thank you for making a really good meal. I'm telling you this to the sound of screaming. I end off this vlog day by running into internet problems for the second time in like 3 or 4 days. It seems to be on my ISP's side. I don't know what's going on over there, but the internet's been dying, and it's been a huge pain because, well, I don't have to really explain it. It's a huge pain because it's what I do for a living. So, like, I started uploading stuff, and then I need to come back and fill out the metadata, and some of the stuff finished uploading, but then other stuff didn't, and it's just kind of like, am I going to finish, am I not? But even the stuff that did finish, like, it doesn't have any of the metadata, so the titles are not right, it's not scheduled, the thumbnail is wrong, it's not in the playlist, doesn't have a description, doesn't have tags, there's like everything wrong with it, and I just have to not do anything until the internet starts working again. It's a really big pain. I wish they would get their crap together. I mean, I enjoy not being with, like, one of the big box guys, like, you know, we're not with Comcast, we're not with Time Warner. I like being with, like, a local thing, but there's some problems sometimes, which is unfortunate. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and tomorrow, going up to Charlotte, which, not Charlotte. Is it Charlotte? Where are we going? Chapel Hill? I don't know. I have to look into it a little bit, but more on that tomorrow, and then certainly more on that Thursday, but we'll talk about it soon. Thanks for watching. Let's meet back tomorrow, shall we?